Okay. Oh, I did something there. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, YouTube. We're just live on YouTube. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Hit. Sorry.
Okay.
You could only see all of our contraptions. Hello, world.
Hello. We're alive in living color.
You're only 4 minutes late.
Hey, she said to me as I was sitting there twiddling my thumbs, I really want to be on time today. And I was like, shit, I just cussed.
You never
so
cuss.
unlike me. Oh. Hi. We are episode 4 here today and having a pixie dust cocktail. You're probably like, what on earth is a pixie dust cocktail?
You just can't see you and mine. There we go.
Oh, there we go. We good?
Yeah.
We're good.
We'll work.
Oh my gosh.
We're work in progress.
You know what? Just make them flat. It doesn't matter. For the love of all things humanity here. Okay.
We're sorry.
Promise that
we should take a picture one day.
We just have no other contraption to take a picture.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And then I got text messages.
We're having a pixie dust cocktail.
Cheers.
It's delicious. I think it's quite good.
I agree. So welcome to episode 4.
Episode 4
of Energized
Motherhood.
Yay, you said it right.
Yes.
Nailed it. Sorry.
Dear apps. Don't worry about it. So we got so much feedback after last week's call that we decided we should really just break down schedules and what it looks like in each of our houses when it comes to ourselves and our kids and even our husbands. Because unfortunately, sometimes you have to schedule your husband too. And as long as they're on board, which usually they get on board because they realize how much everything else is better in their life.
And it helps.
It helps make mom less stressed. Makes the kids less stressed. It helps them get out the door. I just feel like it's just a good thing. So usually they're pretty on board for.
Just have to say I'm not digging that I'm long today because you're shorter than I am and you can sit crisscross applesauce.
You know, the joy of having very short legs. That's okay. Yeah, well, at least you're that way. We had to move to the playroom because I'm a scheduler.
There's nothing wrong
and
with that.
heaven forbid my small baby would wake up, even though we weren't even really near him and there's 49 fans going and sound machines. But his napping is more important than
happy baby, happy life.
That's right. So we're in the playroom, which we thought was actually quite fitting. And it's actually quite warm in here because the baby is in the Merlin sleep suit, which means it's freaking freezing.
I told her, your house is so cold.
It's the air conditioning's in it. We had to put the kids in like winter jammies because it's so cold.
So cold.
But you can't. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Scheduling.
Do you want to go first since my kids are older?
Sure.
We can share what it's like with younger kids. And I think the most common question you get asked is, I even ask her all the time, how the heck do you get up at 4 a.m.?
Okay, so
with a new baby.
One time, first thing you're going to learn when trying to, as a new mom, and we talked about this last week, so I won't hit it home, but you have to decide that waking up is more important than staying asleep. And that sounds really weird because sleep is so important, but the truth is, it's hard to feel like the day is running. The day running you is enough for me to I never want to do that. Like I feel so flustered all day long. And so the moment my alarm goes off at 4, I think about how much I can get down between 4 and 7, which is 3 hours, you guys. That's a lot of hours. 3 hours that I can get in before anyone really bothers me. Now I may have to feed a baby in that time, but that's okay because I have a job that I can do from my phone in the mornings that moves me forward. So even when I'm nursing my baby in the hours between 4 and 7, I'm still working and still getting stuff done. So for me, the getting, it's just too important. And anytime I think to myself, like, man, this sleep feels good, I think about, but you know what's going to feel better? Taking a nap with my baby later in the day if I want to. Taking, laying down with Hudson on the weekends if I want to. I think that outdrives the need to keep sleeping.
Okay.
So that's me. And now you're a 5 a.m.er.
I'm a 5 a.m.er. And my kids are older. My kids are in elementary, so they go to school all day. So when I was working, I had to get up because I had to be on the road by 7. And my job was 40 minutes away. So I actually was a 4 o'clocker. And then
when you were working.
Yeah. And I wrote kind of 4:15ish, and had all my stuff done, like my morning devotional, my workout all done by 5:30. And then I was dressed by 6:15, the latest, because then my kids get up at 6:15, and then I get them ready, and then I'm out the door at 7. And then my husband would pick up the slack and take them to school. But that was communicated between the two of us, was like, especially when they started going to elementary school this year, both of them, we had to figure something out because I had a commute, and it was either mommy goes to work late and daddy has to pick them up. And it worked out that with having a conversation with my boss and just saying, look, can I come in early and then leave early because I got to go pick up my kids from school. And so when he gave the okay, then my husband had to get on board because it was the only way it was going to work. And so we did that for a good half of the school year. And it was hard. I won't say it was easy, because there's a lot of moving pieces. And so we did a lot of prepping the night before, laying everybody's clothes out, our gym clothes out. All of our meals were prepped the night before, because that was the only way I was going to get out the door and not have to go buy something at a fast food place. There's times where I wasn't perfect at it and the fast food happened. And then now I've switched to being home. In the last 6 months, I've been home now. And so I've taken on everything, dropping off and picking up. And so I was debating, do I still get up early or do I sleep in with them and do my stuff during the school day? And I did it for a little bit, but I didn't like how I was feeling. I still felt like I wasn't catching up with the rest of my day, because my goal was when the kids got home, I could be super intentional with them. And I felt like they lost that when I was working. Yeah. And so, because when I was working, just because I got off early, guys, I still had to work when I got home. Right. So if I took them to a park, I'm on my phone doing my work. So I now decided, I was like, I got to get up. So if you follow my stories, I showed all the 3 alarms I set for myself to get my body out of bed. And so my first one goes off at 4:30. The 4:45, I know it's coming. And so I'm like, I got to get my body up. So I'm about a 4:30, 4:45. But today I was done with all of my stuff by 6:15.
Which is great. Yeah.
And that's when they rise up.
Yep. And here's the thing, people always say, well, aren't you more tired? Like, aren't you more tired?
At the beginning you are.
Yes. It's not instant. Like my husband is currently trying to become this. He wants to, right now he's been working late and then still has to get up semi early. So it's like, why not just go to bed and then get up when you get up in the morning with me, fuel your body with the right things. Yep. And I think that that's important. Like I have 20 ounces of lemon water ready to rock and roll. I like to have like a 5-minute yoga session. Just like, because when you wake up and you start moving your body, instantly your body's going to come alive. And let me just tell you, the brain waves at that time in the morning are better than they are for the rest of the day. You have better thought process. You have more you have creativity. I feel like you sit down to make that list, or you sit down to go do the things and you're like, wow, I'm like in the zone. Like this is like really good for me. So my day looks a lot like, I like to fit, this is crazy, but I basically want to be done with my job by 7 a.m. so that I can do whatever the heck I want, which really just involves keeping a baby asleep and or figuring out when I'm going to start feeding a baby food and or picking up and dropping off all the bajillion. That's like basically the rest of my day. But that's okay if I want to, I want to be done and intentional. So like when Avery comes
overwhelming you.
So when Avery comes home from school, it is like, game on, kid. What do you want to do? Oh, you have lots of homework. Then let's do homework together. Or you want to do puzzles, or you want to do this, or you want to have a friend over and they want to play tea party or whatever. I want to be able to be 100% intentional, just like you said. Otherwise, it's not really, what's the point? You might as well just go get a full-time job and just be at work and then, whatever. Versus having the freedom to not miss the moments in the classes and the kindergarten and do all those things. So we're both in like agreement, like don't let the day run you. Right now, I eat a carb and a protein. So I'm currently eating lunch meat at 4:30 in the morning, which most people are like, is that lunch meat? Yes, it is. But I'm fueling my body because I'm going to go take that. And then I'm having overnight oats. I take that to now I can head off to my gym. We down some pixie dust, not coffee, because coffee isn't the same.
It's going to do the opposite.
It's going to do the opposite.
Before I have to work out.
So we have some pixie dust, which now we are set up basically until,
no.
We can, pixie dust carries you for a big chunk of your day.
And some people can eat, like she can eat before. I can too, but I still get a little nauseous. So we took a course and she kind of explained we could do other things. And so like I'll do toast or yogurt. I save my overnight oats until after I work out. Because I'm just starving by that point.
So you've been up for
hours. But mainly my go-to has been toast or yogurt, because it's the only thing I could keep down and not feel like I'm going to throw up during my workout. I had to figure that out. And and luckily I was able to, with help and guidance, I was able to kind of figure out and like asking her like, hey, I'm getting sick, like, and going from there. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like, I'm very scheduled to the T. Like I have my whole day planned out. I'll even show you. Like
she's actually a little bit weird.
Embarrassing to me. I am like ridiculous, people, because this is how I was even when I was in ministry. Like I had meetings written down, places I had to be. Just because I forget things. Like I'm a mom.
Well, and here's the truth of the matter. The truth is, the more you can get it on paper, the better. The more it's out of your brain, the less overwhelmed you're going to feel. Mm-hmm. The more in the moment you can be, because you're not trying to hold all of it
in my brain.
I think I hear a crying baby.
Yes, I hear Brooks.
Yep. Keep talking.
I'll keep talking. And so, yeah, I learned that early on that I needed to make a list of everything just so I can unload and do it. And I mean, guys, it's literally written out that I get up at 4:30 and I literally write at 9 o'clock, get ready for bed. Yes, 9 o'clock. I'm going to get up at 4:30. I need to not go to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And so I am telling my husband, hey, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go get ready. And it's 9 o'clock. And that's what I do. Lights are out. I'm out by 9:45. And my husband's got on board with that. He wasn't at first. He's a night owl. I'm a morning person. But now because he goes to the gym in the morning, that's his thing. He goes to the gym at 5 and he's back when the kids are awake. And so he has to go to bed early too. And we both take pre-workout because that's what wakes us up to do all things. It gives me the juice that I need to go and push play and do whatever that trainer has for me. So I'll break down my day. Like I get up at 4:30. Rise and shine. Get my work. I have my workout clothes laid out the night before with my shoes, and I literally dress my whole self. And then I go out, I call mine mom juice, have that with my yogurt. Today I had yogurt, and then I go do my devotional. I do not pick a very long devotional because it's 4:30 in the morning, and so I pick one that's either 1 to 2 pages long. And then I journal and I have worship music in my ears. And that is my quiet time. It's my gathering my thoughts. I also have my schedule by me because like Kim said, that's when the creative flows happen. So I start writing things down that I probably forgot the night before, because I do write my schedule out every day the night before. And I have another calendar because I have all my kids' sports on there and other things that I have going on in my life. Workout done by 6 o'clock. My kids get up anywhere between 6 and 6:15. So I need to be done. And so my son's the first to rise. And so at 6 o'clock, I'm setting him up for success. We do not turn on the TV in our house. It's a new rule in our family because we just realized that my oldest doesn't want to leave. And so we do not have the TV on in the morning. So he knows he has to have breakfast. He has to go get himself dressed. He's almost 8. He knows we taught him how to make his own breakfast. So he goes and makes his own breakfast. He goes and gets himself ready. He brushes his teeth. He makes his bed. Because I'm telling him that I'm training him to be a great husband one day. And so he goes and makes his bed. Moms, that's probably the hardest thing that you'll have to get over is how they make it. I've had to just be like, at least it's made. And it's not made my way. And then he gets his shoes on. Helps me get his backpack and the lunch supplies ready and putting the snacks in the backpack for the day. And then he goes and puts them by the door for me because he's almost 8. I need to give him more responsibility. And so he tackles the most. My husband goes and does his hair for him. We haven't narrowed that part down for him to do it by himself. And then my daughter is only 5. And so she still needs a lot of my assistance. And so I help her get dressed. I do her hair. My husband brushes her teeth for her. She owns her shoes and she grabs her backpack and we're out the door because my kids like to get to school early because they get to do this running around the track. So we have to be at school by 7:30 for them to have that option. And so we do that. I'm a garden teacher at their school. So we go and check on the garden in the morning. So we try to be there at 7:30 because 7:40 the bell rings for them. And then I try to be off their school campus by 8 so that I can get home and I do all of my side business work from that time or my garden teaching. So I technically have 2 jobs. So I either work on my side business when I don't have classes happening or I'm teaching. So like right after this, I have to go run to their school to go teach a garden class. And then they get picked up at 2:00. So I'm at their school at 2 to get them. And my stuff has to be done by the time I'm there. Pick them up and then it's hands-on with them. I have a tidy time. And so at 4:00, it's on my schedule. It says tidy time. And that is where we go around and we pick up our stuff from the day. Sorry, you wanted to go back to sleep. Oh, that's fine. So we go pick up our stuff from the day. I'm talking about tidy time. Oh. And we pick up any loose things to be ready for when Dad gets home. My husband could care less how the house looks, but I care. And so we get the house all tidied up, and Costin's in the stage where he is such a big helper. He wants to help me make dinner. We prep dinner. My husband doesn't walk in the door until 5:45. We're a big deal about eating together. So we have 2 meals without him because of his schedule, but the majority of that of the 7 days a week, we are all eating together. So we wait for him until about 5:45, 6. And then we do bath time routine right after dinner. That is all my husband. That has been the deal since the children were born. That's his job, not Mom's. He loves that time because he gets to be goofy with them. And I'm way more fun. Yeah, my kids hate when it's my turn. They're like, oh,
or Dad's not. Yeah,
Dad's not there. Dad lets us do this. Yeah, you need to get going and get out. Like that's me. And they know the drill. They go from dinner to the bathtub or shower, get dressed, brush their teeth, and if there's any time left before 7 p.m. bedtime, we are a 7 p.m. family. They could watch a show or read a book. And if they chose a show the night before, it's a book this night. We're not the best at the TV. We're trying to get better at it. And then it gives my husband and I this big chunk of time till 9:00 to hang out.
So much time.
But it's our time. That's our time. And sometimes we don't get it because he has to go to the computer and work, or I have a team call and I got to go to the computer.
Or we have Women's Wednesday.
We have Women's Wednesday. Yeah. Like he has Guy Thursday. What are we going to call it? Bowling Thursday. And so we're very intentional with our time. But that's basically our schedule. Now you see how scheduled I am. And when we go on vacation, the only time we're off schedule is vacation, and we all are like lost souls because we're just like
floating around.
Yeah, because my kids are scheduled, I'm scheduled, Chris is scheduled. Chris has been off his game lately, and he's dying because he's just like, Andrea, like, and today he's like, I'm getting back on it, and he woke up sick. So he's just like, we're such a scheduled family, and people probably will make fun of you at the beginning for it, but who cares? It's what's great for your family. So how about you, Kim? I literally just walked him through what I do.
Oh, there you go.
So that's fine.
Yeah, so my husband, we have we run this is so silly, but we run the dishwasher every night. So every single dish that we don't ever have dishes in our sink. And I know that sounds really weird because people are always like, you're covering that one.
Sorry.
Okay.
I had like a bunch of questions.
People always think it's so weird because we literally there's never dishes in our sink because they all go into the dishwasher. So my husband's job in the morning, this all just changed because he recently decided he wants to get up and work out. So he gets up, he does his devotional time, he gets some emails answered, he drinks. It's okay. He drinks his Energized. He goes to the gym or goes to the garage and works out. And then he at that point, and then I usually go out to the garage when he's done for no other reason than the baby's not completely predictable at this point. So he's kind of rounding in anywhere between 6 and 7 that he's waking up. Hudson's anywhere from 6 to 6:30. And these are basically the two that need the most attention. The other two are pretty self-managed. But we lay out their clothes. Their clothes are ready, so they know the minute they come out to the family room. We have TV, and if the only time the TV is on in the morning for us is from 6:30 till 7. At 7 a.m. it gets shut off, and everyone's at the breakfast table eating breakfast. And we just did that because, unfortunately, when our children watch TV, they become like zombies and they can't physically do anything else. So if they get up early, again, they can read books. If they got up before 6. We do the okay to wake clock. So 6:30 is when the light goes off. That's when the big kids can come out. Obviously, Hudson doesn't know what the clock is yet. But we have breakfast, and then Avery heads off to school with Dad because that is he takes her and then he heads off to work. And that has been just really what works for us. My husband knows, so he does, he empties the dishwasher so that now we have no dishes and we're ready to rock and roll, which we basically went through what stresses us out, right? What stresses us out. Is it the dishes in the sink, or is it the morning routine? And we kind of broke it down so that we could get rid of all those things so that we can be more intentional with the time that we do have. And then nighttime is the same thing. 5:30, the dinner is on the table. We don't really have a ton of tidy up to do. Our kids are pretty good at you make the mess, you clean it up. Fairly certain something's on my roof right now. It's okay. About that later. So you make the mess, you clean it up. That's sort of the ongoing rule. Granted, I'm looking around the playroom, and that is clearly not what happened this morning. But a lot of the way we survive is Carter's kind of in charge of Hudson in the morning. That's sort of his job. And you might be thinking, Kim, you put your 4.5-year-old in charge of your 2.5-year-old. Yeah, I do. And because he's really helpful and he loves rising up to the occasion. I think part of the reason we don't give our kids enough tools to show up as responsible kids. And do we let our kids be kids? Yes, absolutely. More times than having to be responsible. But they have this opportunity that I feel like Carter loves, hey mom, how can I be helpful? That's his number one question. How can I be helpful? And I give him I'm like, oh bud, hey, could you do this? Can you do that? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And he bops around and he does all the things. And guess who's right behind him? Hudson, right on his tails, because they're obsessed with each other. He's obsessed with him and he wants to do everything Carter's doing. So now I have these two helpers and they basically help me succeed in the morning in all the things. Bedtime looks basically the same as Andrea. We bath right after dinner. Everybody's in jammies. We either do a little bit of TV time or, we'll do some story time. Avery, of course, right now is obsessed because she just wants to read all things, rocks, bugs, whatever she just wants to read. So that's sort of how it goes. And the baby he goes down pretty much 6:30, 7 o'clock every night. And we're finally making moves in the sleep department. The Merlin sleep suit, the magic sleep suit, for those of you who need some help, it's working for us. I know it doesn't always work for everybody. I will say you need to have air conditioning because it's like putting them in a baby snowsuit.
Another question that I forgot that I get asked in my scheduling is, how do I fit Devo time in for my kids.
Oh, yeah.
And so for us, dinner time's the only time that works.
That blue one right there is our, if you want to show them. Yeah, dinner time is for us as well. It is, so on Sunday nights, we do showcase, which showcase is we do all the paperwork from the whole week. We showcase it, and Dad is the best because he's so silly, and he'll hold it up and be like, guys, look what I did at school this week. And it's clearly Carter's or Hudson's or something. And so we showcase it all, and then we throw it all in the trash. Just so terrible. We keep the cool things and we throw out the rest. But that's, again, something that sits and hinders, and it's just this big pile of stuff always sitting around. So we have showcase Sundays, and then we are currently doing this devotional. I literally found it at my girlfriend's baby shower, and her mom said I could take it. I have no idea where it's from. I know it's from Lifeway, but it's Foundations by Robbie and Candy Gallaty. It's awesome. And just to kind of give you like an example, it has like older kids, younger kids, memory verses. It has, like an activity. It has a Bible reading. It has application, and then it has a prayer. And the application's really fun. Like, it has you, and it's got like pictures that you do stuff in. So like, which one did we just do? Yeah, where they had to like draw pictures. So it's really hands-on. It's been the one and only time we're going to get devotional time in. So
I had a lot of devotionals for kids when I was a children's pastor, so I'm actually using those. I also use an app called ParentQ. That was like the curriculum we used, and you don't have to know someone to use it, and you download it, and it gives you memory verses, and it literally tells you a memory verse, a thought to ask your child, and the memory verse stays the same for the whole month. And so my kids are used to that with me it was their habit every Sunday. And so we go back and forth between the two. But they actually rely on, we have a little, what is it called? We have one called Undescribable. I got it when I went to Orange last year, and it's all science driven. Ooh. And so for a boy, it's really perfect. Yeah. And so we chose to do that one right now because of Costin being almost 8. Tenley just follows suit right now, and she's enjoying it, but it's very science. It's totally all about science. That's right. And relating it back to God. And so we've really enjoyed that. And then it gives him like a memory verse to say, and we make him say it out loud, and then make it more of a teaching moment for him to teach Tenley, because we've noticed that sticks better for him. Mm-hmm. Us too. My little Tenley is her own little evangelism in herself. So I kind of feel like she knows a little bit more than most of us. So she's my little one at the end of prayer that goes, hallelujah, praise the Lord. Jesus loves us. And I'm like, oh, okay, where'd that come from? She's like, that's how I feel. And I'm like, whatever you say, Timmy. She even has like a little angel statue that's by her bed. Angel has to be by her bed. But that's just her. But that if you have a boy, it's called Undescribable. I'll take a picture of it when I get home. It's been awesome for him. And I know you can find it on Amazon. He has loved, he actually wants to do it. And for us, that's a win.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to go. I have to teach in 25 minutes.
Oh, she's got to go. She's got to go. And we were going to keep these to 20 minutes. We're at 28. But we did go into a lot of detail, and you lost me for a minute there. So sorry.
We're getting better.
Energized motherhood. Sometimes we get a little motherhood again. Anyway, if you have more questions about our schedules, you can message us. You can ask if you don't know me and you know Andrea, vice versa. Just, we're the same people. Just
send away. We love helping.
Yes. And again, please share this video if it was helpful to you. You can catch this all on YouTube. If you would like to follow us on Energized Motherhood, all the videos are on there as well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Diana. Sorry.
Okay. It's still live. Whoa. Sorry. Bye, YouTube.
Sorry, YouTube.